Hello, friends, fellow hunters, outdoorsmen. Welcome back to In the Wild Outdoors with Brenn and Jesse. I am Brenn Hill, singer-songwriter, sometimes hunting guide of Hooper, Utah, and here with owner-operator of Saddlehorn Outfitters, Jesse Tatman of Daniel, Wyoming. We're going to bring you some more stories, insight, and particularly on some gear here that might just save your life here in the realm of Western big game hunting. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Go to our website, inthewildoutdoors.com. Buy some raffles for the hunts that we are giving away, that Saddlehorn Outfitters is going to take you on a Western adventure. Welcome back, folks. This is In the Wild Outdoors. Brother, holy smokes. Been a summer, hasn't it?
It has been, yeah.
Yeah. And you've been hunting?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. And you're hunting in Grizzly country?
Big time, yeah. Yeah, we've had a few encounters already.
You know, and I think we've had just here in the last couple of weeks a couple of encounters, and they haven't gone well.
No, they have not. Not from what I understand. There was one just day before yesterday up by Jackson. A lady got mauled by a bear. Shot it with bear spray, still mauled her, ripped her arm up real bad, whatever. They had to get her out of there. And then another feller, he wasn't carrying bear spray, but he was carrying a weapon, and he shot the grizzly and dispatched it.
Yeah, and that was just...
That was a couple days ago as well.
Outside of Teton Park? Yeah. Which is kind of where you guys are hunting.
Yeah.
You guys have had some bear encounters?
Yeah. My two guides, Hagen and Dakota, they shot a bull night before last. Their hunter killed a big bull. It was actually down south, towards South Pass in the Wind Rivers, and they was packing it out, and it was on BLM. It wasn't even on. It was like down in the, and they was packing it out, and they heard it chopping and hit it with a flashlight, and it was a big old grizz chopping its jaws at him, and then they was about 200 yards from the truck. They all pulled their guns, you know. Everybody was healed, and the hunters was with them. They got down to the truck, and the bear followed them all the way to the truck.
Yeah, you know, I got some video the other day, too, some fellas that videoed a bear just coming up the trail, and just no fear. Yeah, grizzly bear, just no fear at all.
Got in the back of my truck the other day, because we had there was a little dried blood in the back of there.
Yeah.
We showed up and unhooked the truck off the horse trailer, hooked the other truck up, and then we packed in and hunted deer and come out, and sure enough, I had muddy paw prints in the bed of my pickup.
Yeah.
A few scratches.
So building on the heels of our bear defense handgun episode, which was welcomed by many.
Yeah, and thanks everybody for your comments.
We appreciate it. Yeah, very much. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to talk about rifles and shotguns today, and maybe what you're going to carry in terms of rifles and shotguns in bear country for bear defense. Obviously, you being our resident grizzly bear expert and having so many encounters, these are all guns that you carry on a regular basis.
Yes, actually they are, every one of them. A lot of these guns I took off guides yesterday and put other guns in their hands so I could bring them here.
Yeah, well, so we'll get them back to them quick. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, so they're like, am I carrying a rifle tomorrow or just my handgun?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I picked this beautiful. I'm a lover of lever action guns. That is quite a specimen right there. Tell us about this gun.
So this gun here is custom made. It's actually a Model 71 Winchester that has just been rebarreled from a 348 Winchester to a 450 Alaskan. It's got a 26-inch barrel. It's a little bit long for what I really like. It's got a Williams peep sight on it. You know, it holds 4 in the mag, 1 in the hole. And it is actually shooting a 500 grain hard cast at about 1,900 feet per second.
Yeah.
So this is a hammer. I really like this gun a lot.
Who loads these for you?
This one was loaded by a company, Reed's Ammunition. I think they're out of Kansas. Is where I got those. He had a really hard time getting brass. So, but he finally got them loaded up for me. Ben, my buddy in Alaska, that's what he carries is a 450.
Yep.
Terry Walker, he carries a 450. A bunch of the guides in Alaska, we all carry 450 Alaskans.
Yep.
That's kind of where it was formed.
Yeah.
For bear defense. And of course, we like lever guns.
Yeah.
Shotguns. I got one shotgun here. The rest of them are in camps with camp jacks and stuff. But they, if you don't have it in your hands, you ain't got time to use it.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And, I love this gun. Absolutely. It's beautiful. The long barrel obviously would be something, you'd have to kind of think about and prepare for. A 26-inch barrel. Obviously, getting a barrel up is when seconds count.
Yeah, right. And that's why, the other one I'm going to show you here in a few minutes, we got some other ones that are shorter. But this one, I like this gun a lot. And it's pretty devastating around.
Yeah.
Of course it's blued. You got to take care of it. You got to keep it cleaned up,
Yep.
Whatever.
I was going to say, I don't know how many miles this has been in the scabbard, but...
it's been some miles.
Has it? Well, you've done a good job.
Yeah, it's been some miles in the saddle scabbard, but mostly in the airplane.
Yeah.
It's mostly, we've been in Alaska, but I started carrying it, in August when we were packing camps in.
Mm-hmm.
I got it down here and started carrying it on the horse a lot. And it's probably been several hundred miles in saddle scabbard.
Yeah. Recoil on this gun?
Yeah, it's significant.
Yeah.
I don't know, versus it's significantly more than like a shotgun with slugs, 3-inch mag.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like it does kick.
Mm-hmm. Who again did the barrel for you?
It was done. Like I bought this gun. Actually found it on Gunbroker and bought it, and it was out of a collection.
Mm.
Like the gun come out of Browning in 1988, and then it was rebarreled at some point. And was a collector.
Yeah.
Had it, and I bought it to use it.
Yeah.
And I use it.
It is beautiful. Yeah. What's next?
So the next one I got is we're going to go to this one right here, Brenn.
Yep.
And that gun, I've had this gun about 4 years. Jim West built this gun for me, Wild West Guns in Anchorage.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's a 50 Alaskan.
Yeah.
And this one, he's put the Grizzly extractor in it. It's pretty smooth. It's got iron sights on it. It's also got a rail you can put a scout scope on or whatever.
Yeah.
A red dot. This one doesn't have a light rail on it. It's ported right here on top of the barrel. Of course, all of my Marlins, I override the safety on them, the push button safety.
Yep.
Because if you get that safety pushed on and you get charged, you're going to be lunched before you can ever figure out why it won't go boom.
Right.
So I carry it on half cock, like the way that I feel lever actions were meant to be carried.
Yeah. That's
they've been, since the beginning of time, that's what they've been.
Old school safety on a lever action.
So, that's the way this gun's carried. This gun here is actually shooting a 450 grain, 50 cal bullet. And it's doing 2,000 feet a second.
Wow. Yeah.
It's a pretty devastating round. It's got a significant kick to it.
Yeah. You were saying earlier this kind of gives you a gut ache if you shoot it too much.
Yeah. Sighting it in, it'll give you a belly ache. This one here.
Yeah.
About gives you a nosebleed. But when you're shooting a dangerous game, you never notice it.
Yeah.
Right?
No kidding.
So this gun, one of my guides, one of my Amish guys have been carrying this gun. Yesterday he was carrying it. In fact, he's been carrying it quite often.
Yeah.
And he likes it.
Yeah.
He's just a little guy, but.
Yeah. Wild West Guns. Is that a wildwestguns.com? Maybe we can put the website up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They got a store in Vegas and one in Anchorage.
Okay.
And they're one and the same. They're the same business. Yeah. But this is a very, very nice gun. Jim does an amazing job. They come with laminated wood. This one I got straight out with the composite. Mm-hmm. And because of this gun, you ready to take this one away? Because this gun right here is another Wild West Guns. This one's the very first one Jim built me. And this one is a 457 Wild West Guns. And it actually shoots a .457 Wild West gun, 45-70, or a 410 shotgun.
Yeah.
Same thing. Half cock is the safety. The safety's overridden. It's got the bear-proof extractor.
Yeah.
This was actually a sleeve that Jim gave me. I believe it would come off of his gator. Or croc, whatever he. And then this one I had a light rail put on.
Did he make you some boots out of the rest? Or?
He's got a pair of boots he walks around with out of it. Yeah. Yeah, and this one's also got it's ported. I like the light on this one. On the handgun, we had some comments like, "Why don't you guys use lights?" Because if I'm walking, it's going to be with this rifle, most likely with lights. I have shot a couple of big bears with this gun. It is actually shooting a 350 grain Swift A-frame at about 2,300 feet per second.
Man.
And it wads them up pretty quick.
That's in the 457 mag right there.
That's a 457. Here's a 45-70 that I shoot out of it. And it's actually a 405 grain hard cast.
Yeah.
I didn't bring another 45-70 besides this one because I had to put it in the hands of some guides this morning.
Yeah.
For them to let me take the ones that I want.
Yeah. So. And for a lot of the guys, that are just venturing into bear country and thinking about, buying, I know Marlin has I look at a Marlin, I think it's called a Trapper.
Yeah.
In 45-70, it's a short barrel. 45-70 is the load that you're going to go into your sporting goods store and find off the shelf, or you're going to buy from Midway USA or whatever. I think that's probably the most common, right?
It is, yeah, and that's what this rifle come out as.
Yeah.
And I bought it with the rail on it and everything, this model, and Jim cut it into, this is a takedown, actually. It's got a hard case for it. I can take it apart, put it in the case, stick it in the tail of my cub.
Yeah.
And it flies along with me.
Yeah.
Everywhere, the light comes off real easy. Jim also puts a plunger in here for the tube feed that is supposed to be frost free, so it doesn't freeze. This gun's actually been in the bottom of a couple of rivers, fell through the ice, and had to fish them out, whatever, up there. Riley and I had this gun a lot up bear hunting. One of the other of us is usually carrying it.
Yeah. Yep.
So this gun's been around a lot. Like it's got a lot of history.
Tell me, as a guy who's obviously had multiple encounters, what is your confidence level in in the old 45-70?
I love the 45-70.
Yeah.
I just went up to this because I know Jim. Yeah. And he said, let me build you one.
Oh, yeah. Well, you always got to have more.
But when I bought it, it was a 45-70.
Yeah.
And a 45-70 is great. That's what if I had to pick one, that's what I'd pick.
Yeah.
Well, and then back east, there's a lot of estates back there that you can use a straight wall cartridge. Utah's got that new draw hunt.
Yeah.
For elk that's primitive.
Yeah.
And I think it's straight walled. It might just be lever action, but I think it's straight walled, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I'm not sure, but
yeah.
Anyway, so it's pretty fun. All of mine have a ghost ring on them. I take the buckhorn off and always put some sort of a peep sight on them. It just takes a little bit of the stress out of it.
Yeah. Yep. And what what are you confident distance-wise with your?
This gun, I've shot this gun out to 250 yards with the scout scope on it. But just like it is right now, 100 yards.
Yeah.
Like it's a thumper.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's packing a pretty good punch.
Insurance policy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next up.
So the next one in the line is one of my favorites. And I love this gun. This gun right here is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And this gun's got a lot of history. So this gun was given to me by a fifth-generation rancher in Paradise Valley, Montana. And this gun come out of Winchester in 1906.
Gene gave you this?
His dad.
Oh, okay.
That passed away.
Yeah.
Alan Ray gave this gun to me. And, this is the exact gun. This is a 405 Winchester. This is the exact model that Theodore Roosevelt called Big Medicine.
Yeah, right.
And this is a 405. This gun was the first lever to shoot pointed bullets, right? Because doesn't have a tube magazine. It's got a regular magazine.
Right.
This one's shooting a 325 grain shock hammer.
That's,
hammer bullet.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty devastating. So this gun...
That's a hollow point. How many in the mag?
So it holds 4 in the mag, 1 in the hole. This gun has a climbing alignment on it, so you just flip that. You see the marks in the backside to go up and down. It shoots basically at 100 yards. I can shoot about a 2 and 3 inch group with it.
Yeah.
It's also got these flip up, right, for different yardages.
Yeah.
So it's got 2 of them, right?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So it's got, but I just leave them down. This gun also has a lot of marks in it. If you pick that up and look at the underside of that right here, see all of these have got notch marks in it.
Yeah.
Well, so it come off the High Line in Montana up on the Canadian border, and it was used by a government trapper up there. And we've all speculated whether it's bears or what it is that gun is killed to put those notches in there.
Yeah.
But this big one back here in the back that's a cross makes me wonder what this one was. And then he's got a couple up here. So he's notched it a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, I got the gun and I use it. I carry it. I love it.
I would say, you know, the old school Alaska outfitters, it just seems to me like they carried this gun a lot.
They're heavy. These guns are heavy, but I carry this gun still, especially if I'm guiding, if I'm hunting elk in the dark timber. That's the gun I like to carry because it's got a little bit better range because of the climbing alignment. Yeah, if you know how to use it. Yeah, and it packs a punch out there quite a ways.
Right. Yeah. And because of the weight, maybe a little less recoil?
It's a little less recoil.
A little more manageable?
Yeah, it's a little longer barrel.
Yeah.
You know, this is the Rough Riders carried these. I believe they were 30-06, chambered 30-06. Gene will probably correct me. But they were a little bit different look to them than this, you know, but...
That's just...
So this one's a pretty cool gun.
Yeah,
and then
cool gun.
We've got... This is the one I've been carrying the last couple of weeks. This gun right here. And this gun is one of my favorites. It's one of my newest.
I love it.
And it's a Browning, and it's got a Williams peep sight on it. This one is a Model 71 in 348 Win. I have, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these 348s. Most of them have a longer barrel on it.
Yeah.
This is the first one that I got in a carbine, and Gene told me, you need to get a carbine. So I found one in a Browning.
This looks like a 20-inch barrel, maybe?
It's, yeah. So this round here is a 250 grain Woodley weld core, and it's shooting at about 2,400 feet a second. Then this one's the one I carry in it, and that's a 310 grain hard cast, and it's doing about 2,300 feet a second, and it shoots them really well. Yeah. It holds 4 in the tube, 1 in the hole. I've been carrying a lot, and I've carried it on the horse a lot since I've got it. Yeah.
Browning's still making these, do you know?
I don't know whether Browning's making them or not. This gun was an 80s model as well when I did the research on it, and it was brand new in the box. Yeah. I bought it to carry it. Yeah. And I really, really like carrying it. Yeah. I shoot it really well.
You know, I love Browning guns. They just work, and they're just accurate.
Yeah. Yep. And it takes me from having to carry one of them old Winchesters that was Gene cringes about every time I stick it in the saddle scabbard.
Yeah, and this gun just feels great.
It does, yeah.
I mean, it just feels fantastic.
And for what I'm using it for, it's perfect. I mean...
Yep.
And it's nice because I can have a shorter saddle scabbard.
Yeah.
You know, it's not hanging down there.
You cleaned this up before you brought it because this hadn't been in the scabbard.
It was in the scabbard yesterday.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It come right straight out of a horse, straight into a soft case and come down the mountain. Yeah. And the last one we got is the only one I brought because, like I say, the rest of them are in camp. Yeah. But this is a Weatherby 12 gauge. It's got a light on it, pump. Yeah. And it's got a really nice sight. It's got a tritium sight on it. You know, the peep, the way that I got it set up, It's kind of hard to stick in saddle scabbard, a lot of saddle scabbards because of the pistol grip, but I've got some special made. You know, I got some 870s that they're carrying in the camps and stuff now. And the way we load those up is, you know, we shoot these slugs.
Yeah.
That's a 1 ounce slug, 3-inch mag, and they're shooting, I think, 1,700 feet a second. Yeah, there's the box, 1,700 feet a second.
I know we got a lot of guys watching from the east and the mid-Atlantic that shoot a lot more slugs than we do. So
exactly,
yeah.
they do, you know, and they probably know a lot more about it other than, you know, living on Kodiak for a while.
Yeah.
And being there.
Yeah.
That's what the police carry. That's what the troopers carry, you know.
Yep.
And then, you know, we'll load up some slugs in there, and then we put some double-aught buck, critical defense loads. You know, these ones right here are 8 pellet, and they're doing 1,600 feet a second.
Yeah.
At least have a couple of those in there.
I can
That
tell
way,
you.
if you can maybe stop the threat of a grizz before he gets to you, and you need the lethal round.
Buckshot is it's devastating. Yeah.
Right. You know, and it takes a little bit of the stress out of it. You know, maybe you're going to get something.
Yeah. Shauna went state by state through the Grizzly states, and she gave us a list. For the most part, I think you can plan on. And one thing we really need to research is to find out, you know, if we're carrying for defense, are we limited to 3 rounds in the magazine? If we're carrying for hunting, we are limited to 3 rounds in the magazine.
But that's from what I read about it, it's for waterfowl, right, or bird hunting, 3 rounds.
Yeah, and some of these just kind of say hunting regulations, you know. So I know that in a bear defense situation, I think I want more than 3 slugs in there. You know, I'd like to have that magazine full. Minimum of 18 inches on the barrel. Under that requires a federal registration with the ATF.
And you had to research what there was: Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Washington, and Alaska.
Yep.
Right, and all the regulations are pretty close to the same on it.
Very similar. Yep, very similar. There's a few things as far as, you know, tactical modifications, I think that are some details in there, but for the most part, you got to be 18 inches, and really that's the only thing I think that needs some clarification. Maybe is you know, I know if I'm you know, carrying for bear defense, I'm gonna load the magazine. Yeah. Yeah.
I load the magazine.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I don't know, but check that out for your own state. Doesn't seem to be much in the way of restrictions on rifles.
No.
On carbines. So there is a minimum barrel length, I think, of about 16 inches for most of those states. Montana, actually Wyoming, Idaho, Washington, and Alaska all require a minimum of 16 inches. So.
Right. And again, you know, we're going to try to just tell everybody to carry what they're comfortable with, you know.
Yep.
Like a lot of my guys carry different things. A lot of them, you know, borrow a lot of my stuff because they don't have one of their own, you know, and they're, you know, so they're guys from Utah and stuff, or Ohio, and, you know, all over the place, and they may not have a big lever gun or whatever. Yeah. And they borrow a lot of mine, and a lot of them carry shotguns. You know, one of my guys, and we tried to research it, and maybe somebody knows, maybe somebody can remark to us, but he's wanting a 45-70 and a pump. I've never seen one. We couldn't find one. Yeah. But
I can't think of one right off the bat.
So,
you know, in a actual hunting circumstance, you're hunting outside of Yellowstone Park, you're hunting in grizzly bear country, you know, up on the North Fork of the Flathead and places like, you know, the Bob Marshall Wilderness, you're going to run into grizzlies. Wouldn't you say that most of these encounters are going to come when you've got, you know, let's just say you got an elk on the ground and you're field dressing, quartering, skinning,
covered in blood,
yeah, and almost, you know, I've kind of heard, you know, outfitters say that a lot of these bears are getting kind of trained to the sound of a rifle shot, you know, and associating you know, an open kill with a rifle shot. So When do you need to be the most alert when you're in grizzly bear country?
Well, I've been in the Tetons, I've been in the Gros Ventre, been all over this last couple of weeks, and because rifle deer season opened, and we see hikers all the time, constantly, with no bear spray, no nothing. And now I ride by them, and I'm like, good to see the bear spray. I never see anybody hiking carrying a gun.
Yeah.
Usually us,
Yeah.
And I think you're walking up the trail, walking through the willows.
Yeah.
That's probably the scariest time for me, that or when you're caping quartering something. But just hiking and just walking up the trail in the thick stuff, the underbrush, that's where we're seeming to get the problems.
Yeah. And I think that, the paradox there is that, and I do so much backpack hunting, on foot. You can hear a pack string coming through the trail. When we're hunting, we're trying to be quiet, and we're trying to stay downwind of stuff, and so I think the potential to surprise a grizzly is there, and I know that's in a lot of times that's really when those lethal interactions happen.
That or calling.
Yeah, right.
Probably the worst interaction I've ever. My very first one, the scariest one, was with Brenn in Alaska, and the bear charged us. We were calling moose, and it come in from behind us, and he yelled brown bear, and it was on full charge.
Yeah.
And it happened so fast.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the right gun. I had a gun. I had a 3378 Weatherby.
Yeah.
A big old long barrel on it.
Yeah.
Which we got through it. He was carrying a 450 Alaskan.
Yeah.
That kind of sold me on the 450 Alaskan.
Yeah.
But, the calling is a big time too, and even mountain lions. Like, there's a lot of guys calling elk that are being stalked by lions. Like, it happens all the time.
Yeah. I've had lions double back onto our tracks. Quaden and I come back and follow us,
But, the other day we killed that big old mule deer up there in Wyoming, and you look at the picture, there's 4 of us there. Well, that's one reason why there's 4 of us there.
Yeah.
Is because when we go up that mountain after that animal, we want guys standing guard.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
Yeah.
With a rifle.
Yep.
And a handgun. And I always keep I had my handgun on me. I was caping it. Aaron's quartering it, and Aaron told him straight up, like, the other Aaron and Grant, the hunter, you guys just do nothing but watch for grizzlies. We're in our headlamps, because when do you kill big deer? Early in the morning or right before?
Right before dark.
So you shoot them, and you get there and you get some pictures real quick, and then it's dark.
Yeah.
And then all the butchering's going on in the dark, and you can't see very good.
Yeah. I think the other thing about strength in numbers, especially around, when you're field dressing a critter in the dark, is that you're going to be making noise. You guys are going to be talking, you're celebrating, your spirits are up.
Yeah.
And I think that noise really helps. If you're by yourself, I don't know. That's a high risk situation.
And it's an unnerving thing to be in grizzly country by yourself, quartering something. You know.
Yeah.
Or even some big black bears, man. I've been seeing some huge black bears this fall.
Yeah.
Like, huge.
Difference for me, I've hunted black bears all my life and killed a lot of black bears, and I've really only had 2 encounters where a black bear charged me, and for the most part, black bears, just the demeanor of a black bear and a grizzly are just so different. But yeah, I know you keep your guard up, especially again, a big old boar black bear is going to get hungry.
Right. Now I walked up on a black bear shot this year with a 300, and we get up there. We had to ride around on the horse. We just come around, shot the bear on the side of a hill, come around. We're walking down there, and I had 2 hunters with me. We're walking down the hill, and the bear just stand up. Its front legs were broke. It stood up on its back legs and come right at me. And I'm like, ears, and I pulled that 44 and gave it 2 in the chest.
Yeah. And for me, as if I'm hunting in grizzly country, if I'm hunting deer and elk, and just, when I'm choosing rifles, choosing calibers, we'll get into this another episode, I know. for me, it's not that the 6.5, the 264 calibers are lethal and effective, especially on deer and antelope, and I think maybe even on black bears in some instances. I just think that my 300 Win Mag, my 7 mag, my 300 PRC, those are going to be potential self-defense weapons. If I'm hunting, I'm not going to be carrying this.
Correct.
I'm gonna carry a 10 millimeter. I'm gonna carry a pistol for defense. But that rifle that I'm hunting with is my first line of defense against a grizzly bear.
If it's in your hands, you're gonna use it.
Yeah, and that's why I like to think I've got at least 180 grain. I'd be confident with a 30-06. But those lighter cartridges in the grizzly country, I just think. Man,
and that's what, I do the same thing, but when I'm hunting by myself, I'm the same way, but usually I'm guiding. And so usually I do have something with some firepower to it in my hands, and the hunter's carrying something different. But, even on my gear list, I recommend 284 or larger.
Yeah.
And that's 7mm 08 and up.
Yep.
And I know Briggs, he carries a Browning. BLR.
Yeah, got that lever action 308.
And those are good guns too. They're quick action.
Yeah.
But just use what you're comfortable with. But if it's not in your hands, you're
in trouble if you don't know how to use it and if you haven't shot with it. Again, we go back to I think the guys that are confident, that have shot their weapon, they know how it responds. Again, one of those golden rules of firearm safety is know thy gun as thee know thyself.
Right.
And so.
Well, I know that the other day when that grizzly followed Hagen and them to the truck, I noticed this morning he's carrying his 44 and not the 10 millimeter. I asked him why, and he said, I felt like I was a little underpowered.
Yeah. Oh, I think.
And then he asked me, he said, "You got any more of those bear loads?"
Yeah. With the size of these critters, a big bore grizzly, I just don't know. I'd have to have, really something like this or my hunting rifle to really feel, well matched.
Right, but if you're, there's guys out there that are way better shots than I am, and they're very proficient. So if they feel comfortable with it and you're good with it, just make sure you're shooting a good bullet.
Yeah,
I think it's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of the comments on our handgun episode was, guys talking about buffalo bore and talking about the different bullets, and we love to hear that because there's so much experience,
Yeah.
And there was a lot of guys on there talking about a 45 auto with the bear load, like you were talking about with the plus P's and the the bear loads, and I think they're plenty potent enough.
Yeah,
just got to be proficient with it.
Instances where they have worked, and you go into Alaska, in situations where people have had confrontations with brown bears, and you'll find there's kind of a varied range of calibers that work. We just know that guns work.
Right, and I had a 460 Smith for a while, and I carried that, but it was too big, too cumbersome. I wasn't very good with it, so I got rid of it.
I know you're getting the guide school going, and I know part of that is going to be some of that, quick preparation, self-defense, confrontation, bear confrontation training. Yeah,
I've got 7 went through the school this fall, and we've been doing a lot of that. Like they're in the bush with us now, in the backcountry, packing, hunting, guiding, spotting. We're teaching them how to call, like the whole thing. Like this fall is 100%. That's what they're doing, and a lot of them, we're shooting with them. We spend a lot of time with them, and that my life depends on them.
Yeah,
like they're covering me.
Let me tell you, I hunt with you. I hunt with my buddy Jeff Camden, who grew up in grizzly bear country, and I always feel safer. But I would feel a lot safer, booking a hunt with Saddlehorn Outfitters, knowing you got guides that are trained, you got an outfitter that's had experience. I would still take it upon myself to be prepared to defend myself against a grizzly bear. I think that's probably the best.
Well, and that,
best
the
advice.
only way you can get proficient with your gun is use your gun.
Yeah,
go
just
to the
go
range.
shoot. Yep,
and
go shoot.
what's funner than going to the range?
I know it, exactly. Love to shoot. Folks, we appreciate your comments. We appreciate any insight you can share. This is a shared community, a shared information community. And I will tell you that I don't personally know anybody that has had more experience with big bears than Jesse Tatman. I'm sure there's a few out there who've had as much, but I know this is a dyed-in-the-wool outfitter who's been all over the West, and including a lot of that in Alaska and Kodiak Island, where you have really big bears. But thank you again for your responses, for your comments. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Tell your friends about it. Again, go to inthewildoutdoors.com. We have raffles there for hunts that you can win with Saddlehorn Outfitters. You can have the Western adventure of your dreams. We've got a spring black bear hunt, I think, that we're selling tickets for.
Yeah, we're going to give it away here pretty soon.
Pretty soon for spring of 2026.
And then a fall rifle elk hunt in the Palisades.
Oh, man. What a
pack in.
That's an opportunity, yeah. If I could buy raffle tickets and win, I would buy 100 of them. But anyway, thank you so much. Again, saddlehornoutfitters.com if you want to book a hunt with Jesse and his team. You can find my music at brennhill.com or any of your favorite streaming sites. We are produced by Rich Casperson here at Oasis Studios in beautiful northern Utah. And thank you again for tuning in to In the Wild Outdoors. We'll see you next time.